All right, guys, so you finally cracked the code to finding an audience that works for Facebook ads at a level of profitability you've never seen before. And now the question is, how do you scale those? In this video, I'm going to break down both horizontal and vertical scaling so that you have a better understanding of increasing your budgets to increase your revenue. Hey guys, my name is Chris Morano, and in this video, like I said, we're breaking down Facebook ads scaling, specifically for e-commerce stores. And I'm sorry for all you lead gen clients. Lead gen is always difficult because there are many other hurdles than increasing the sales, increasing the workers, increasing all of these other things in order to scale your Facebook ads to a level that we can do with e-commerce stores. So if you're looking for how to do lead gen for another type of business, click this video and get into that. For you e-commerce stores, let's get into it. So what does it mean to scale your ads? As easy as it sounds, Facebook ads scaling is the process of scaling your daily budget to remain profitable with either ROAS numbers, purchases, whatever those KPIs that you've set forth. It's how to do that successfully without throwing a huge wrench into your ads manager. So let's get into some reasons on why your ads might not be scaling. First reason is that your structurally might not be set up the way Facebook wants to see it. And a lot's changed over the last year and a half. So ensuring that you have the correct number of campaigns, ad sets, and ads within those so that the structure 1, 2, 3 is properly set up so that you can identify which ads, which ad sets, and which campaigns are most effective. So for example, Facebook basically says no more than 6 ads per ad set. Personally, I like to see 3 to 5 ads per ad set. I find that those numbers really make it easily identifiable to see which ad is working best. And if you have some difficulty understanding how to set it up, click this video, which is all about the naming convention to ensure that you are tracking everything to a T. So the next reason why your Facebook ads might not be created is because you might be looking at the ad set level and saying, man, I'm getting a 4.5x ROAS. Then you dive down a little bit deeper and you're seeing that 4 out of the 5 of your ads are only delivering at a 1.5 ROAS, and that 5th ad is delivering at a 6, 7x ROAS. Therefore, that is the scalable ad. It is not the other ones, even though the audience or ad set is showing that this one's really working. I get a 4.5x ROAS. This is remarkable. It actually turns out that 4 out of the 5 ads are holding you back from scalability. So reviewing this data is very important in terms of the overall structure and attention to detail needed to scale your campaign. So another reason why you might not be scalable is because your ads are actually competing with each other in the newsfeed. And this happens when there is audience overlap, meaning both ad sets with their 5 ads each are competing against each other to be shown to the same audience. So we'll get into that a little bit in terms of the audiences and segmenting out your traffic, but it could be another reason because you have audience overlap. All right, so now that you've identified why you might not be scalable, let's get into scaling. So when it comes to understanding which KPIs are going to work for the scalability of your business, it's important to understand what each of them are. First one could be ROAS on your various ads or ad sets. Again, look at your ad. Does that have a ROAS above whatever your profitability number is? Turn off the ones that don't. Next step, does your ad set have a ROAS number that helps with your profitability? If it doesn't, turn it off. But before we do that, let's get into ROAS a little bit. ROAS, return on ad spend, is a metric determined by the profitability or the amount of revenue generated from your ad. Now, let's say you have a $30 product, you have a 3x ROAS. After 1 day, hypothetically, you have sold one $30 product for the cost of $10, meaning you have a 3x ROAS. With the iOS 14.5 updates, the lacking of attribution for purchases, a lot of what's going on in the e-commerce world is we are no longer looking at ROAS as the determining factor on whether or not we are profitable, we can scale, or the success of our campaigns. because much of what is now being attributed to Facebook ads is not being attributed to Facebook ads. Some of our lead gen clients are seeing 4, 8, 12 leads a day, even though in their CRM they're only seeing 4, 5, 6 leads a day, which is a huge discrepancy. We're talking massive here. So ROAS is a number that I do not recommend looking at any longer. The base metrics that we want to identify is the cost per click. Is it less than X amount? The click-through rate, is it above X%? If you see a click-through rate less than 1.5%, you are not targeting the correct people or your creative sucks. Also, look at your ad frequency. Are you showing your ad to 3, 4 times each person? Your frequency should be between 2 at most and 3. That means if somebody has seen your ad 3 times, they have not converted, time to turn it off, test the new audience. Also, CPMs. We have seen CPMs increasing, but if you have a CPM around $20 or less than $20, you have a good audience. And so with all this information, all these boxes are checked off. You're seeing website purchases. On the back end, you're seeing purchases. You're identified we spent $10,000 this month and made $40,000. Like, great job. It's time to scale. So how do we scale? There are 2 different ways of scaling, vertically or horizontally. The difference is that horizontally means we have these different audiences, lookalike percent 1 to 5, lookalike percent 5 to 10, interest, demographics, various audiences broken apart individually between various ad sets. Then we are able to control who is seeing the ads and increase budgets based on the specific segmented audiences. Now, historically, that is always how I scaled. There is no way I'm going to do this broad audience and just hope that Facebook is going to deliver the correct results to the correct people, therefore making me money. But since iOS 14.5, there's been a little bit of overlap here. I'm not so set in my ways that I cannot adapt. So what we've started to do is introduce vertical scaling, in which we go for broad audiences, increase the budget based on the successful ones on a larger level, allowing Facebook to find the people that are going to increase my profitability of my e-commerce stores and all my clients' e-commerce stores. So it's a fine line, but generally I still go with the horizontal scaling. I want to know this audience is delivering at this other audience B, not so much. So I still have that control. And again, we test both, but I generally stick with the horizontal scaling method so that I know this interest can continue to be increased. Now, once I've been able to identify these audiences, I can duplicate them. And then what I do is set up a cost cap bidding. If you're like, what the hell is cost cap bidding? Check out this video where I break down cost cap, bid cap, and lowest cap bidding strategies to become even more profitable. If you guys are finding this video useful, if you're understanding how to scale effectively, give me a thumbs up. And if you really like it, hit subscribe, because YouTube likes it. I really like it, and I'm here to help you. So hit that subscribe button. Let's get back into it. So as you can see, what we've done is we've set up one campaign with 5 ad sets. Within each of those ad sets is 5 ads. And these are just test ads that I'm trying to show you so that you can see how we've named them and how we're going to scale them. Each one of them has incremental spend differences. Each one of them has the same ads being shown to different audiences. So that's the first step, understanding which ads are going to convert best. Now, interestingly enough, some ads might work with ad set A, other ads might work better with ad set B. So that's why we want to do the horizontal scaling when we're doing multiple audiences per campaign, again, giving me, the ads manager, the control over the effectiveness and the control of when to turn things off if they start going sideways. Now, either method, vertical or horizontal, you do not want to increase your ad budget drastically on a day-to-day basis. We like the slow and steady approach. 20% increases every 3 to 5 days. And what this will do is slowly show your ad to more people so Facebook's algorithm doesn't get all crazy on you and you're still delivering results. If you go from a $50 a day to a $100 a day budget, it is going to throw everything off, and then your scaling is gone because now your ads are not profitable. And there's a fine line of scaling these campaigns that you need to be aware of so that you do not lose your budget on people who are not going to purchase. So, final checklist: which ads are performing best based on the KPIs that we talked about earlier. Retest your best ads against new audiences. So just because you found one audience that scales doesn't mean there's 5, 6, 10 other opportunities that you're potentially missing based on scaling this one campaign. And lastly, start with a decent budget. $5 a day is not enough information to determine whether or not your campaign is scalable. Once you get to that $100, $200 a day budget, then you really have something. Once you've gotten out of the learning phase on Facebook, meaning you've had X amount of purchases within the 7-day window, you have a campaign that is scalable. If you are in the learning phase or the can't get out of the learning phase, do not try to scale your campaigns. Restart with a larger budget. If you guys found this video useful, hit that subscribe button. Put out content for e-commerce stores, B2C businesses every single week to help you guys better grow your businesses. So hey, maybe someday you call my agency and say, we need some help. We'll see you guys next week.